civilized people inside the Cango Caves. As you can see, we have 2 toilets for the gentlemen. And ladies, there's one for you as well. But sadly, they're out of order. But as you can see, our bats do make use of them. Now, as I said, this is our last chamber. It's known as the African drum room. The reason for that name is because of that formation over there. Almost looks like an actual drum. In the earlier years, our guys had an instrument. They banged on this formation, and it would make a sound that is similar to an actual drum. If you take a look closely, you'll see due to all the banging, the formation started to crack. Some of the pieces shut it off. But just to show you what it did sound like at that time, and then another special feature of this formation, semi-translucent. Almost acts like a big crystal.
That's cool.
Now if you look at the staircase behind you, it's not a staircase going to hell, it's a staircase going to the adventure side. This is the first obstacle they have to overcome. It consists out of 172 steps. It's known as Jacob's Ladder. But it's only just a warm-up for the 4 tunnels they're about to do. The first tunnel being Lambedo Alley, roughly translated meaning lower back pain. Lambedo Alley's lowest point is about 75 centimeters, about hip height, and you have to walk like that for about 30 meters. Don't worry, between every tunnel there's a big open space where you can stretch your legs, catch your breath, until you enter then your second tunnel, a tunnel of love. Nothing romantic about that. The name says it all. You get a lot of hugs and kisses from both sides. The tunnel of love is 10 meters long. In the beginning, you'll find yourself crawling hands and knees as normal. Towards the end, you will start standing up straight, but you have to move sideways, meaning that the walls are getting closer and closer to each other up until a comfortable 40 centimeters in width. So you have to go sideways. Make use of the formations to lower yourself out of the tunnel. That's also the tunnel where we had a lady who got stuck inside for 11 hours. On New Year's Day, 2009, but that's not the big problem. I know she was big, but that's not the big problem. The big problem was she trapped the rest of the people inside the cave also for 11 hours. Yes, we got her out with some muscle relaxers and mountain climbing equipment. But once her boyfriend, who was here with her, heard all the commotion, he decided to went out and enjoy a beer. And once she came out of the cave eventually, everyone heard about it in South Africa, including her husband. But that's a story for another day. Moving on to your third tunnel, the infamous Devil's Chimney. It's preferred to be the challenge of the adventure. The Devil's Chimney is 4 meters in height. Now there are a few holes inside the tunnel because you have to climb up the tunnel, up the chimney. Once you're up the chimney, your fourth and final tunnel awaits the post box. Now the post box is about 5 meters long, but you only do some liquid crawling for about 2 meters, like in the army. And you have to start with an opening of 30 centimeters, 11 inches. Now normally you would want to slide down feet first on the back. Should you get stuck going that way, because of the belly or the chest, you simply pull yourself back into the tunnel, turn around on the belly, going head and shoulder first. You will basically feel like being born again, if you know what I mean. Once you're done being born, you go back, you go in a circular route into a formation we call the coffin. So yes, after being born, back into the coffin, through the tunnel of love, Lambedo Alley, and yet again the 172 steps, Jacob's Ladder. But you guys are smart, you're not crazy. You chose a more sensible tour. So this is where we say goodbye. So from my side, I do hope you enjoyed the tour. For those of you who are not from South Africa, have a safe trip back home. And for my proud South Africans, I see you back tomorrow or Monday morning, 9 o'clock sharp.
Alright, cool.
But yet again, from my side and the Cango Caves, Merry Christmas to you all.
Merry Christmas.